Hi dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the daily cricket show, the Cricket Happening Show with your host Ram. Well, again, there's not really a lot to cover on cricket, but well, we are definitely having something. As I said, this is a daily cricket show. I make it a habit of being very persistent as far as this cricket show is concerned, by really living up to the name of this show, which is Cricket Happenings, a daily cricket show. So I would pick up something on cricket and talk to you. So that's what, because there's not much to really talk about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Wisden. As you know, Wisden is one of those awards that come every year, where the best cricketers are actually honored. This is from England, the Wisden, and the 5 cricketers of the year have been named, and the person who has been named as the leading cricketer in the world by Wisden is Dale Steyn of South Africa. So Dale Steyn, as you know, he has been he has been a leading cricketer of the world in the sense the year 2013 was a great year for Dale Steyn. He took 51 test wickets in 9 matches. So that is something which was very, very good. And the other players who have been named along with him, but Dale Steyn has been named the Wisden's leading cricketer of the world, and the other players who have been named are, there are 5 cricketers normally that Wisden picks up, and first is Dale Steyn, and then we have India figures in that. India's Shikar Dhawan is the other one. Ryan Harris of Australia is the other one, and then Chris Rogers of Australia. So Australia have 2 people who are named in the Wisden cricketers of the world, and also they have Joe Root of England. So just looking at this particular, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look at this Wisden's 5 cricketers of the year. Now Dale Steyn, as you know, he is one of those lethal bowlers for South Africa, who has been doing yeoman service. Probably some more years left in Dale Steyn. He has been named the leading cricketer, and well, as you know, he is a person who really is pretty lethal with the ball, and he's quite a dangerous customer, and he has done a great job for South Africa over the years, and what a honor for Dale Steyn of South Africa to be named as the Wisden's leading cricketer of the year. So in the 5 cricketers of the year, the first is Dale Steyn, and then India's Shikar Dhawan. Now India's Shikar Dhawan, the reason he has been named is because he has been the leading run scorer, in the sense he had the very unique distinction of scoring the fastest century in a test match, and that stood in the name of Shikar Dhawan of India. And Shikar Dhawan definitely had that opportunity when Gautam Gambhir and Virendra Sehwag, the openers, were out of form and they were out of favor with the selectors. So Shikar Dhawan cashed in on that opportunity and made it count by really putting up some good scores, getting himself admitted to all the formats of the game, and he is one who is the player for the future for India as far as an opener is concerned. And Shikar Dhawan, unfortunately, in this T20 World Cup, he was not in the best of form, but I'm sure he will get back to that pretty soon. So Shikar Dhawan, so that will be a very huge recognition for Shikar Dhawan, because he had to really fight his place into this Indian team, because when Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir were firing on all cylinders, in the sense they were the most successful opening pair for India, which also won the successful opening pair for India, and Shikar Dhawan had to really fight himself, and due to the void created due to those poor form by Virendra Sehwag and Gautam Gambhir, Shikar Dhawan definitely got a chance as one could call it, divine intervention, and Shikar Dhawan finally came into the Indian team, and now here he is getting the Wisden Cricketer of the Year award, and what a honor that is for Shikar Dhawan. So Shikar Dhawan, keep up the good work and come back into form as quickly as possible. Now the next person from Australia. Australia have two persons in the mix as far as Wisden is concerned. Ryan Harris, who has been bowling superbly. In fact, the only problem with Ryan Harris of Australia has been the injury has been really dogging him a lot. He had to really struggle with his injury, but other than that, whenever he has played for Australia, he has definitely performed, and one would never forget that there was a match between Australia and South Africa, where for Australia to win the series, they had to get the South African wickets, and the South African tailenders were really frustrating the Australians. That is the time Ryan Harris came in. Even though he was injured, Michael Clarke entrusted the responsibility to him, and Ryan Harris, for his team, even with an injury, came there and bowled, and he knocked off. He got those wickets, got that vital wicket to get an Australian victory. Australia winning over South Africa there. So that was Ryan Harris winning the series against South Africa. So Ryan Harris, well, he has been bowling superbly. In fact, he swings the ball both ways, and he's a very difficult customer as far as batsmen are concerned, because he can also surprise you with some real quick pace at times. Now, so Ryan Harris, so that is the one from Australia. Now, there's one more person from Australia who one would really look at this in a sort of a, not, I wouldn't say critical way, but definitely see that, Chris Rogers is somebody who's pretty old, but the Australian selectors definitely looking at his form in the English county season, and as you know, he shifted allegiance to Australia, Chris Rogers, and he did a great job. In fact, Chris Rogers has been pretty impressive. He got a century in the Ashes series, and he was pretty instrumental too. He got 2 centuries against England in the Test series, and Chris Rogers has been pretty instrumental. He's a very good player in the sense he's a person who has really has a range of strokes, but he doesn't look very attractive. But what is more important is that he has been performing for Australia, which is the bottom line. And Chris Rogers, that's the precise reason he merits a place here in the Wisden. And what a moment for Chris Rogers too. Probably it's only 1 year since Chris Rogers has come into Australian team, and here he is taking the Wisden's Cricketer of the Year. So I thought Chris Rogers and Shikar Dhawan, this has been a sort of a huge recognition for them. So Australia, 2 players ending in the Wisden's 5 Cricketers of the Year award, and Joe Root. Now Joe Root of England is an exceptional talent. One knows what a cricketer he is. He's pretty young, but definitely he's one for the future. And Ian Bell is also on the verge, in the sense there's not much cricket left in Ian Bell probably, but Joe Root probably for me would be the one who would be taking over from Ian Bell in the future for England. So, but Joe Root has already shown his prowess. He has shown what a wonderful batsman he can be, and that I think that is also some great recognition for this young player from England. So congratulations to all the Wisden's 5 Cricketers of the Year, and also well, other than that, yes, that is what I wanted to just generally talk about. So the Wisden's 5 Cricketers of the Year award were announced, and as Dale Steyn is the one who has been declared as the leading cricketer of the world, and the others who have been honored were Shikar Dhawan of India, Ryan Harris of Australia, Chris Rogers of Australia, and Joe Root of England. So it was just generally, as I said, there was not much cricket going on, so I just wanted to have a look, and as you know, it's a daily cricket show, so I just wanted to just fill in something here. Okay, so now let's look at South Africa now. There's some news which one couldn't cover. Now, nobody would have heard about this player much because he just played 3 tests. That was way back in 2004, making his debut against India. And at the age of 38, his name is Xander de Bruin. At the age of 38, he has actually retired from international cricket. Now he's 38 years old. I mean, he played his, as I said, he made his debut in 95-96, and he scored pretty prolifically as far as South African domestic cricket was concerned, by making 14,000 runs in his tenure with 29 centuries, and he was an all-rounder. He took 285 wickets. He was a right-arm medium-pace bowler. Now, just looking at how the Xander de Bruyn. Now, Xander de Bruyn, also the reason that I'm talking about Xander de Bruyn, he had one unique record. As you know, Barry Richards of South Africa, when unfortunately due to the apartheid, South Africa couldn't play much cricket. In the domestic history, Barry Richards was the one who had scored 1,000 runs in the Super Sport Series, or previously it was called the Currie Cup in South Africa, and he scored 1,000 runs. So there's only one player who did that, and that was in the name of this gentleman, Xander de Bruyn, who retired from South African cricket. I do remember Xander de Bruyn making his debut. I thought it was against India, that he had a good knock against India, but after that he fell out of favor with the selectors. I do remember on his debut he scored 83 at the Green Park Stadium in Kanpur, and then after that he also played against England, and that was it. After that one never saw Xander de Bruyn in South African colours, and that was it. So I just wanted to just talk about that. And one last news before I end up this cricket happening show. Rashid Latif, the former wicketkeeper batsman of Pakistan, was offered the role of a selector, but he decided to decline the selector's role when it was given to him. Well, on this note, dear fans and subscribers, I'm going to wind up my cricket happening show for today. Well, as I said, there's nothing much. It was just talking in brief, at least making it a point to talk something on cricket. So nothing much, but well, that's it. That's about it, and that ends my cricket happening show for today. Thanks for your company as always, and your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Thank you.